Welcome to the third episode of our series, The Historic Evil Women, on Speaking History, where we explore the dark and scandalous lives of some of history's most infamous women. In this episode, we delve into the life of Valeria Messalina, the wife of Roman Emperor Claudius, whose name has become synonymous with treachery, lust, and power. Messalina's story is a tale of unbridled ambition, betrayal, and moral decay. A queen who defied all societal norms to satisfy her desires, leaving an indelible mark on Roman history. Stay with us as we uncover the shocking and chilling chapters of her life. Emperor Claudius was deeply influenced by certain women, among whom was a strikingly beautiful lady named Domitia. Due to her significant role in royal affairs, she was considered highly powerful. Messalina was born from this influential woman. According to some accounts, Messalina's mother was a sorceress with complete mastery of black magic. Stories about her illicit relationship with her own brother were widely known, and she was infamous for her reputation as a courtesan. If these accounts are true, it can be said that in debauchery and immorality, Messalina followed in her mother's footsteps so closely that she earned a place among the most infamous women in history. It is said that some are destined for trouble from birth. Due to her wicked mother, Messalina embraced shamelessness at an early age, treating modesty as a hindrance. At just 15, she captivated Emperor Claudius, who, after separating from his wife, had fallen for the charms of a courtesan. Messalina's enchantment was such that Claudius, who had previously grown weary of women, became completely devoted to her. Within a few years, the twists of fate and changing circumstances lifted Messalina from the lowly status of a mistress to the throne as the Empress of Rome, becoming Claudius's favored wife. Only 3 weeks after their marriage, she gave birth to a boy named Britannicus. Determining his paternity was difficult, as Messalina had relationships with other men alongside Claudius. During this time, Agrippina, in collaboration with her sister Julia, was trying to gain Claudius's favor. Julia's careless behavior led to Messalina's revenge. She accused Julia of plotting against the king and had her exiled along with her philosopher lover Seneca. This demonstrated Messalina's influence over Claudius, as he would execute any decision she desired. Claudius was hopelessly enamored with her. This devotion should have compelled Messalina to remain loyal as empress, but the fervor of youth and the intensity of her passions turned her into a flame of desire, unquenchable by the company of just one man. Her colorful nature could not be restrained, and gradually she crossed all boundaries of shamelessness. When her debauchery reached its peak, tales of her scandalous escapades spread among the people, yet Claudius did nothing. He adored her, and Messalina managed to keep him satisfied in one way or another. Even if the emperor was aware of the truth, he may not have acted immediately, as Messalina's conspiratorial nature and loyal supporters made her both powerful and fearsome. Messalina's influence grew so immense that she could not confine herself to her husband. She convinced Claudius to allocate a secluded part of the palace for her under the pretense of suffering from severe headaches. Naturally, she needed complete rest during and after these episodes. Claudius, unaware of her true intentions, happily agreed. With this secure space, Messalina turned the palace into a brothel. Messalina's new lovers would visit her in this private part of the palace to indulge in debauchery. Initially, she kept these affairs hidden from her husband, but her insatiable lust soon made her disregard all caution, doing as she pleased without concern. Among those who engaged with her in these secret chambers were actors, slaves, handsome young men of Rome, elderly libertines, high-ranking officials, and even foreign diplomats. Any interference in her extreme sexual activities was intolerable to Messalina, who viewed taking lives to protect her desires as mere child's play. Several incidents highlight Messalina's cruelty and oppression. Her depravity reached such extremes that when she grew bored with one partner, she would derive pleasure from watching him engage in intimate acts with another woman. She had also drawn the wives and mistresses of many prominent palace officials into her circle, offering them not only lavish gifts, but also muscular men as companions. Any woman who refused to cooperate faced horrifying consequences, often subjected to forced assault in front of her husband or lover. One of Messalina's most trusted aides was Narcissus, Claudius's most loyal freedman. Not only did he personally indulge in the queen's body, but he also arranged new men to satisfy her insatiable desires. When Messalina was attracted to someone, there was no escaping her allure. Her soft, delicate, and captivating beauty was like a trap, drawing even the most distant prey into surrender. If someone dared to resist her demonic wishes, claiming virtue or chastity, they would be accused of conspiracy against the emperor and executed. Such events eliminated threats to her power while also enhancing her standing in Claudius's eyes. One particularly grim incident involved a wealthy and distinguished Roman, Silanus, who was about to marry Messalina's mother, Domitia Lepida. Before the marriage could take place, the depraved queen set her sights on her would-be stepfather. When Silanus refused to partake in her vile schemes, Messalina conspired with Narcissus to have him eliminated. They convinced Claudius that Silanus was plotting to assassinate him, leading the emperor to order Silanus's execution. This was just one of many such instances. As Messalina's debauchery and cruelty increasingly targeted government officials and noblemen, astute courtiers decided to take action. Realizing they could not rely on Claudius, who was entirely enslaved by Messalina's brazen charms, they sought help from a rival Roman ruler to overthrow Claudius's reign. Unfortunately, the conspiracy was uncovered before it could fully materialize. Messalina ordered the execution of all conspirators, had their properties confiscated, and sent countless others to torture chambers. Anyone suspected, even slightly, was subjected to brutal punishment. After this incident, Claudius became completely subservient to Messalina, following her every command. Her influence and power reached their zenith, but as the natural law dictates, the peak of success often signals the beginning of a downfall. Thus, the decline of this depraved queen was fast approaching. Messalina caught sight of a young Roman named Silius, who was remarkably handsome and possessed great masculine qualities. The lustful queen was immediately infatuated with him and showered him with favors. He, in turn, became subservient to her every whim. Though they often lost themselves in each other whenever they found an opportunity, Messalina wanted to take things even further. Silius, at her insistence, had already divorced his wife, so the queen devised a plan to convince him to overthrow Claudius, become emperor, and make her his queen. However, such a plan required time, while Messalina's insatiable sexual hunger had driven her to a state of restless impatience. She decided to disregard all societal and legal norms, resolving to marry Silius while her husband was still alive. Claudius, besides being obsessed with books and hunting, was also highly superstitious, believing in omens and the predictions of astrologers. Using this to her advantage, Messalina conspired with Rome's most prominent astrologers. Around that time, Claudius was preparing to embark on a coastal campaign. The astrologers predicted that he would die within a month in his capacity as Messalina's husband. Alarmed, the superstitious Claudius sought her counsel on how to avert this fate. Following her plan, Messalina suggested that he temporarily divorce her for a month, after which they could remarry. This way, he would no longer hold the title of her husband, thereby evading the prophecy. Claudius, desperate and terrified, agreed and left for his campaign. As soon as Claudius departed, Messalina married Silius in a grand celebration. It is said that she and her lover, in a semi-naked state, paraded through the city markets, accompanied by wedding attendees clad only in leopard skins. Such a shameless procession, flaunting indecency and lust, was unprecedented in Roman history. Until this point, Narcissus had remained entirely loyal to Messalina. However, after this scandalous marriage, he began to feel his position as Claudius's most trusted confidant slipping away. Meanwhile, another official, Pallas, was already campaigning for Agrippina. Narcissus joined forces with Pallas to take immediate countermeasures. However, both men acted cautiously, as they were aware that a courtier named Polybius, who had dared to oppose Messalina and Silius, had been swiftly eliminated by the queen. Narcissus decided to trap Messalina by catching her off guard. He sent 2 women to inform Claudius of the unfolding events. As expected, the emperor summoned Narcissus and questioned the women about the incidents. Narcissus not only confirmed their reports, but also revealed other details previously unknown to Claudius. Although Claudius was initially skeptical and found it difficult to believe the accusations, the testimony of his other confidants corroborated the story. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Claudius abandoned his campaign and hastily returned to the city to save his throne. Throughout the journey, he kept asking in bewilderment, "I am still the emperor, right? Silius is just a common man, isn't he?" Upon his return, the situation was entirely in Narcissus and Pallas's hands. Acting on their advice, Claudius ordered the execution of Messalina, Silius, and everyone who had participated in their wedding procession. Messalina, even in her final moments, resorted to her characteristic cunning and flirtatiousness to save herself, but the situation had spiraled out of her control. The emperor's orders were carried out, and Messalina, along with her accomplices, met her demise. Her infamy did not end there. Despite Silius being her most beloved, for whom she had risked everything to marry, she had continued her sexual liaisons with other men and pursued new conquests. Evidence of this is found in the fact that among those executed on Claudius's orders was a man who had known Messalina for just 1 day. Messalina was executed in 48 AD, but the tales of her shamelessness and immorality lived on. Her name remains prominent on every list of history's most disgraced women, forever etched as the infamous prostitute queen. Messalina's story serves as a haunting reminder of how power and excess can lead to one's ultimate downfall. Her legacy, though infamous, continues to captivate and intrigue us to this day. If you found this episode fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more compelling stories from history. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of Messalina's rise and fall?